Hey everybody, hope you're all doing well. Happy Thursday. Let's get this music pulled down, switch on over, boop, to my face. At all. Hey Joe, hey Sizzle, anyone else hanging out in work? Hope you're all doing well. God, my nose just will not stop. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I was feeling perfectly fine when I got up this morning. I had my breakfast, everything was great, and then I started setting stuff up in the office to stream today, and now my eyes are so itchy, my nose will not stop running, but that's not gonna stop us. The plan for today is going to be not Dark Delusion. That was a cover we were setting up for later. Got to swap that back over. The plan today is for us to finish up IS internal section. We made it to the last stage last time, but weren't able to clutch out a victory, sadly. Hold up, y'all. I forgot to turn my emotional support fan on. I'm all frazzled today. All frazzled, I'll tell you what. Gotta have the emotional support fan. Okay. I like Rat. Didn't like Ox. I liked Boar. We didn't do Dog. I liked Bird. Monkey is the best ability in the game. No Haunts. No Snake. Dragon is cool. You know, yeah, we'll keep Dragon. Rabbit would probably be nice to have. And then empty. Yeah, I think that's all we need. I'm assuming Rabbit here is the bounce shot that would have made our lives easier in the flipping panels puzzle, but who needs to do that? Alrighty, y'all, let's not dilly-dally any longer. Let's get on into it. It's time to tube it up. Yeah, the original plan for today was going to be to make it a triple feature, because I'm pretty sure Cat in the Hat for the PS1 isn't going to take us very long. So the plan was finish up IS, start and finish Cat in the Hat, and then get started on Deception 3 Dark Delusion. But we'll see how I'm feeling after this. If we're feeling good, we'll do Cat in the Hat. We'll see how we're feeling after Cat in the Hat. Because right now, ooh, my eyes do be watering a lot. See, my body's just trying to prepare me for when spring finally comes. It's that pre-spring conditioning. IS won't help the eye situation. That just made it worse. 1 second. Oop, not background. So I did take an allergy pill this morning, so I'm hoping that's gonna kick in and get me off of my butt. But as for right now, we're vibing. IS won't help with the eye situation. What, you're saying staring down the space tube with a bunch of flashing lights and colors is gonna make my eyes water possibly more? It's okay, this isn't a game that requires focus or anything, right? We're just gonna hit that point, you know, when you've stayed up a little bit too long, it's real late at night, you yawn and your eyes start to water and you do a little wince, but you're looking at street lights still, so everything's all weird and loopy. The world around you is heavily distorted and it's all just long beams of light. We're gonna hit that phase. Welcome to my new 24-hour stream. I'm gonna play nothing but IS internal section for a whole 24 hours. Ah, yes, this lad. I remember you, I remember you. You know, I will say, after playing through all of the later after playing through most of the later stages, they really do ramp things up in an enjoyable way. Because I'm going through stage 1 right now after having experienced what stages like 6 and 7 have to offer. And this is sort of just a light little breeze, just a nice jaunt in the park. I forget who Boss 1 is. I don't remember if Boss 1 is effective, or if Dragon's effective against Boss 1. Yeah, I think Dragon might be a little effective against Boss 1. Shit! Oh boy, strap in. We're doing all modes full playthrough plus Singe credit playthrough on top of that. You better believe it. High scores in every mode. All 5 positions in the high scores are going to have our name on them. We're doing an everything run. A true completionist playthrough, except we're not going to embezzle a bunch of money from a charity. And it's always a shame when you watch a content creator for an absurd amount of time and they seem like an okay individual, and then it turns out that they're actually a shithead. It's never a good feeling. Like, I had been watching The Completionist since I was in 6th grade, and he seemed like the genuine article, and then, oops, charity fraud. Honestly, I haven't gone looking into the rest of the normal boots group, but it feels like a good amount of them turned out to be really bad people. Which is really a shame, because that was my go-to YouTube for a while. It was just all of the normal boots crew content. PBG seems fine still, if you recall correctly. Good, good. You know, 1 out of 6 ain't bad, right? It's sad that that's the standard. Just 1 out of 6, I'll take it. Satchbag is good, but you don't think they make videos anymore? Satchbag was in the new revive of normal boots. He wasn't part of the original crew, was he? Continue crew is good too. Man, I forgot about Continue. How could I forget about Continue? Quite literally the only members of normal boots that I still am subscribed to today. There is Did You Know Gaming, but you don't know much about behind the scenes. So they had a bunch of stuff come out about stealing content from other channels and not paying writers. Which, you know, admittedly isn't the worst, which is kind of sad to say, but it could always be worse. Cheap viewers? Pfft, as if. We don't want any cheap viewers around here. We like those premium viewers. No one cheap around these parts. Everyone's big and tall. Makes lots of money. Have the strongest hairline you've ever seen. Oh, God, that rainbow attack is so hard. That's really tough to deal with. Oop. It might help if I looked at the actual game screen and not chat. But yeah, internet's a weird place. You do miss JonTron game reviews, though. They were good. It was some of my go-to content as a kid, and it was very fun. I still to this day have only bought merch from one channel in the entire span of my life, and it was back when JonTron was on Game Grumps. I bought a Game Grumps hoodie that had JonTron's face on it, and ooh, that did not age well. For a handful of reasons. Yeah, it's just kind of, I think what's most baffling to me is the fact that there are so many people on the internet who are just absolutely the worst. Like, just terrible allegations come out about them, and they aren't unfounded, they're real and everything, and these people still have huge followings. They're still able to make an entire living off of the support of fans on the internet, which just blows my mind. Like this, excuse me, this is unrelated to anyone who we've talked about right now, and I'm not gonna call out a name or anything, but there was a streamer that I used to watch that had a bunch of allegations about domestic violence come out, and every streamer friend that he had just instantly cut him out like, hey, that's a terrible thing, we're no longer going to associate with you. And he hopped off the face of the planet for like a month and then came back and had a even stronger viewership than before, and has still been consistently able to pull those high numbers off of his return. Ooh, yeah, I was in a bad position there. Monkey was not doing me any favors. Ugh, this is the Fridayest Thursday ever. You're almost there, Captain. I believe in you. How you doing today? Also, hey, Shlee. Glad to see everyone's coming out today. Shlee, I hope you don't suffer from motion sickness or photosensitivity or anything like that, because if you do, good golly, I would recommend coming back in about an hour when we're playing Cat in the Hat instead. You do suffer from motion sickness, you think you'll come back in a bit. Totally understand. You take care of yourself. You know, I'm pretty thankful that I don't have any sensory issues like that. Like no motion sickness, no photosensitivity, nothing along those lines. Like, you guys know my my mod Morgan, she stops by all the time. Suffers from probably the worst case of motion sickness that I have ever seen. Like, to the point where she can't play 3D games. She can't play first-person games. If she does, she can only play them for like 10 or so minutes before she legitimately starts to nearly vomit. Which is just rough. Yeah, like I've never had anything close to those problems. I can play games and I'm spinning around a space tube for hours on end. I can read in the car. No problems at all. I know in a person's day-to-day life, not being able to play space tube game isn't life-altering, but still. It's a shame, especially as somebody who enjoys video games, not being able to experience the wider genres as a whole, having to skip over half of all games. You Knew It for a New is also like that. It's rough. It's rough and sad. I cry every time. If you cry too, consider supporting me on Twitch. With the low price of one subscription, you too can support people who suffer from motion sickness. I have no way of backing this, but show your support. Ooh. Sizzle out here continuing his gift sub. Thank you so much, Sizzle. Huh. I don't have an alert for gift sub continuations. Hold up here. Where's my pen? That's just downright not right. Let's write this down. Ew, it's green. Weird. Gift sub continuation alert. Sizzle, thanks for continuing your sub. I do appreciate that. Thank you for supporting people with motion sickness as well. I'll be sure to tell Shlee that you support her. Or them. God, my nose is killing me. You support motion sickness, however, requested this game. You know, it was gonna have to get picked someday. Actually, I think this was the first game that we realized wasn't in the spreadsheet because of some weird accounting issue. Sizzle, I'm very glad that you picked this game because I might have accidentally just skipped over it if you didn't. Dragon, rat, boar is what we want. Whoop. And see, what you're really doing here is you're trying to get all the games with extreme motion sickness warnings out of the way early. So in the future, people with motion sickness, they can appreciate the stream without worry. You know, get them out of the way early. Okay, another weird game, Lattice 200 EC7 is on the list too. Oh, this is a bonus stage. What am I doing? I went into muscle memory and just started dodging everything on screen. Here, let's have a look-see at this. Lattice 200 EC7. Lattice 200 EC7, ps1 long play. 4 hours. I know how to read numbers. Don't talk to me. Didn't mean to open my file explorer. Damn you, Firefox window being right next to my file explorer. Oh no. Oh, this is worse. Oh, this is some Kulu world levels of motion sickness. Oh, that's gonna be fun. Okay. All right. Good luck, buddy. It's coming next for you. Oh boy. You know, that's kind of a beautiful thing about the PS1, isn't it? This was a time when game developers didn't really understand that you need to respect 3D space, otherwise it's going to destroy a large majority of players. So you see a lot of weird games like Kulu World, like Lattice, to a lesser extent, IS internal section. That, like, you don't see a lot in the PS2, PS3 era unless it's like a game that is really leaning into it. Like, these games aren't intentionally trying to make you sick. But boy, are they good at it. Throw your balls at me. Oh, right, this one. Hey, we managed to dodge all of the balls last time, and I don't remember. Still don't know how we did it. Okay. That's one of those obstacles, kind of like how the laser triangles are in, I think it's stage 7. That, like, I just kind of avoid without realizing it. Oh, right. It was happening, this was happening to me yesterday as well. I just sort of hold down the fire button and kind of zone out into the flashing lights and colors of the background, and then have to snap back in to realize, oh my goodness, there are a lot of enemies firing shots at me. I should probably pay attention to this. But it's so easy to just kind of like tune out and be like, yeah, pretty lights. Ooh, shiny. I did not notice this sound effect last time we played through this. Why does this enemy sound like a cartoon man walking after getting hit in the head with a hammer? These are some Hanna-Barbera sound effects. That, or it's possibly the sound of a Dr. Seuss style computer. You go to crunch some numbers on that computer and you type on it and it starts jostling up and down, going, and eventually a steam whistle pops out of the top and goes "Awooga" to let you know that it's ready. And that's his bit. Every single time that he finishes a computation, you hear the "Awooga." This is just a slide to the left. Ooh. Interesting. We're establishing the lore. You gotta do something while you're fighting the newspaper. Okay, we can't pick those up. Those do kill us still. I forget what attack we were using last time that was very effective against Mr. Newspaper here. Was it Boar? I have a feeling that it was Boar, because I can just kind of shut my brain off with Boar. It does really big damage. I don't have to worry about the boss moving away. Ooh. Oh, I didn't have time to press mute. My apologies to all the fans. This is what I'm gonna get canceled for. Not embezzlement or anything along those lines. It's gonna be sneezing without muting my mic. You know what we haven't done in a while? We haven't accidentally streamed while having our mic muted for a stupid amount of time in quite a bit. It almost happened once a handful of months ago, but Connie thankfully came in and saved me on that front. For those of you that weren't around for it, probably my most embarrassing moment on stream might have been when I played through the entirety of Armored Core 1 with my microphone muted and didn't even realize it. Like, I had my camera on still and everything, and I was like, I was reacting to what was happening on screen. I was talking the entire time. And nobody said a word. Everybody just kind of sat there and let me go with no audio. To the point where I finished playing 5 hours of Armored Core 1, looked over at my OBS screen to click the raid button and realized that I was muted. Which was a classic moment of turn off the stream and just... God damn it. You know? Good times, good times. Ah, shoot. after several hours telling you would just be a moot point. At that point, you just gotta lean into it, right? You gotta have yourself a classic Snoop Dogg stream. Have you guys seen that? Have you guys seen the first stream that Snoop Dogg ever did on Twitch? No? So it was also like a 5-hour long stream or so. And it was just him playing Madden NFL in his house with his mic muted and not knowing it. So like, he had a camera on, but it was really, really far away. So it was basically like you were watching silent security cam footage of Snoop Dogg just playing Madden NFL. No, you didn't know he streamed. You'd be shocked how many celebrities are getting onto Twitch. Gotta diversify that portfolio, you know? It's kind of like how every celebrity also now has a children's book that they've written. Sorry, they've written. Alex's cousin is having a baby next month, so we've been checking out bookstores in the area to look for decent deals on baby books, and also to build up a reserve of like Berenstein Bears and fun books that we're fond of from our childhoods, like Toad and Frog as well. God, I love Frog and Toad. Like, as we're looking through this section of baby books, we're seeing like, this one's by Jennifer Lopez. Here's 4 by Jimmy Fallon. Who wrote this one? Rachel Ray. Ah. Honestly, it sounds exactly what you'd expect Snoop Dogg stream to be like. Like, if you went to watch a stream and it wasn't that, you'd be confused. I forgot what I was gonna say. Okay, that's fine. Goodness gracious, my throat. Weird Al's book is pretty good. I think Weird Al is one of the few celebrities that actually understands how to do things correctly in terms of production of content that isn't his main form, as well as just a general understanding of how meme culture works. I feel like you see a lot of celebrities that try to capitalize on memes, and it always just feels like, ugh, that's gross. Here. This right here, this is the key example that I use when talking about how Weird Al just kind of gets it. The man's magic. Anyway, soup time. Dude just gets it. He just understands. He knows what the people want, and he gives it to them. So yeah, I wouldn't doubt that Weird Al's book is probably absolutely phenomenal. Or like, have you guys heard the story about the American Dad episode where Weird Al collaborated with them to make a song called Rabbitage? So the joke of the song was Stan and Roger like, we could do a Rabbitage. Should we try to get Weird Al's people on this? See what he can do. It turns out the producers of the show had the idea for this joke and messaged Weird Al to be like, "Hey, would you be willing to collaborate with us and do a song called Rabbitage for this episode that we're working on?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I'd be willing to do that." And then without talking to them anymore, wrote the entire song, recorded it, got it all edited and everything, and then just sent it to them. Man just decided, yeah, I'll just do that, and then just did it and sent it. How did that go? Absolutely phenomenal. They put it in the episode. The characters in the episode had the exact reaction that the writers and animators for the show had when receiving message that Weird Al just kind of did everything. Which is just jaws on the floor, eyes as wide as possible. He understood the assignment. He really understood the assignment. Just a funny guy. Just a really funny guy. Oh god, I wasn't paying attention. Shit! Ah, fiddle sticks. I'm glad the game lets us just ignore these puzzles. There's nothing worse than having to do a sliding block puzzle that is unwieldy to control. Phase D. Let's go back to Mungie. Ew, right. This one. This guy. I have no clue what hit me there. Yeah, I'm really excited. So I've never been to a proper concert before. Mostly because I thought for the longest time that I just didn't like music, but it turns out that I'm just not a huge fan of pop music. and that's always what's playing on the radio. But I've come to terms with the fact that I do enjoy music and I do enjoy art. I've just had a strange upbringing in terms of humanities. We'll put it at that. But this summer, Weird Al is doing a concert here in Montana, and oh boy, did I get tickets! So I'm very excited to say that my first concert is going to be a Weird Al concert. Which is pretty cool. Easy peasy. Not so easy. Your spouse started labor at a Weird Al concert? Oh, that's fantastic. You know, I thought I had a good story about when my mom went into labor with me. She was in a stuck elevator, which I thought, oh yeah, that's a great going into labor story. Alex told me about her mom going into labor during the Super Bowl one year and refusing to leave until the game was over. Which also, real good story. I think going into labor at a Weird Al concert is a step above. That sounds horrible in the elevator. It was the elevator in the hospital. So it's less bad. But yeah, still spooky. I've told that story on stream before and gotten such strange responses, like somebody being like, ah, you're an elevator baby, you know? Makes a lot of sense. What do you mean by that? Oh, we're cutting it close here. Ah, we weren't even cutting it nearly close enough. Woohoo! Alright, which this is cube. We use rat on cube. Alright, we need to remember the strategy for cube, which is ABM, always be moving. Oh shoot. Hey, actually no. We haven't pressed our 5-minute button yet. Let's press that 5-minute button. Almost made the classic mistake of not looking at my ad timer. Ah, we could press that funny button. Easy peasy. That's what I'm talking about. Excuse me. Got those big sneezes. Oop. Monkey. Oh yes, I recognize that one. That is Peking Monkey. Every day we get a little bit farther into space. Ah, monkey. Why? Why did you save me? Monkey. It's been a hot minute since I've watched Kung Fu Panda. I've never watched any of the other Kung Fu Pandas outside of the first one. And I haven't watched the first one since I was a literal child. I wonder how it holds up. I wonder if they've gotten better. I think it was a Celebrity Jeopardy last week before, something relatively recently. There was a question in Celebrity Jeopardy that was about Kung Fu Panda. And without hesitation, you better believe I stood up in the living room. I threw my hands in the air, tore my shirt off, and screamed, "It's Kung Fu Panda!" You can see that, you know, I was frothing at the mouth and everything. Alex was concerned. She alerted the authorities. Weird night, I'll tell you what. What can I say? I'm really passionate about Kung Fu Panda. You know, yesterday we were talking about what the most and least attractive hobbies are. Easily the most attractive hobby is Kung Fu Panda. Not martial arts in general, just Kung Fu Panda specifically. Excuse me. KFP is great. You know, us real Kung Fu Panda fans, we abbreviated KFP. We talk about it enough, we can't write out the full title. Honestly, it's shorthand, it saves us a lot of time. We call ourselves KFP heads. And honestly, don't even claim to be a KFP fan if you're writing out the full title. Embarrassing. Frankly, kinda cringe. I'm a little embarrassed that you would even say so. Alrighty, y'all. Before we get going on this boss, we are rounded out hour 1 of the stream, so we have an ad break coming up here in just a moment. I'm going to put you guys over on the BRB screen and play you the best song in Pokemon Black and White 2. Let's not dilly-dally. Enjoy Drift Veil. Be back in a moment. Alrighty, folks, we are back. Thanks everyone for sticking around through that break. I do appreciate it. Let's get back to it. Alright, I'm pretty sure this is the spaceship. Yeah. The answer on the spaceship was to use Bird and just kind of wait for the fight to end. Technically, right after this boss is where we stopped last time. Almost under an hour, almost sub-hour. One of these days, we're gonna get good enough at IS that we're gonna get that sub-hour, I believe. You know, I don't really understand speedrunning in an on-rails tube shooter like IS. I'm sure there's some weird little guy out there who's absolutely pogging his pants over his sub-hour IS speedrun. But you know, I don't think that's for me. It'd be really funny if it were you. Damn it, I was looking at chat. No! I think, shmup speedruns in general are just a bit strange. I think as a whole, it's much more impressive to, instead of doing a speedrun of a shmup, instead of do a classic one credit clear. Speedrun, I sleep. 1cc, real shit. I shouldn't be alive right now. You require people to 1cc normal and hard of this game for achievement mastery. Fantastic. Alright, yeah. Bird makes it actually not super bad. With Bird, that boss is pretty easy. Give me 1 second, y'all. Golly, sorry about that. I had what kind of felt like a hair caught between my two front teeth. And as you can imagine, that was not a pleasant feeling. Oh no, don't worry, we've lost it out. Don't you worry your little tiger head. Man, shoutouts to Monkey. I'm sure this section is so difficult with a different weapon. When you actually have to pay attention to where the enemy orbs are flying from, you gotta dodge and weave. Or on the other hand, you could just monkey. And I'm like, I'm becoming hyper aware of all of my teeth now. Which is a very strange feeling. Goodness. Wowza. Okay. Monkey is probably still good for this section. Shoot. God, watch me on the boss of this stage accidentally hold the X button and end up getting that game over. Oh yeah. Monkey is very good in this. Got him. You hope not. I'm actually exclusively an IS streamer now. I'm really pandering to those 20 IS followers on Twitch. I'm gonna do everything that would be required of mastery for retro achievement, then I'm gonna get really angry that I don't have mastery on retro achievement, a website that I don't even have an account on. This whole sector is very cool. This whole game. Stop looking in chat. You know, I was about to sing the praise of this game and say that the whole thing is really cool. Now let's get dog shit. Shaking my head, SMHing my freaking head out here, dude. You know, I think my allergy pill is starting to kick in. Okay. A lot of flashing lights, nothing we can't handle. Maybe something we can't handle. Yeah, my eyes aren't profusely watering anymore. I still don't have full use of my nose. But hey, my eyes aren't making me do this the entire time anymore, so... Win's a win. I can actually look at the screen now. Continue. 99. 98. Maybe you'll give me another tube shooter. I would not be complaining. Honestly, I feel like you guys could give me literally any game and I'm not gonna complain about it. Like, so hold up here. Let's take a little time here to have a look see at the game that Captain picked, the Firewoman Matagumi. So I was having myself a little bit of a look-see at what Matagumi actually entailed. And I don't care about this man's review, so we're just going to mute it because I don't want to listen to him speak. But more important than anything that I want you guys to see is this section right here, where a woman is downed, a second woman is surrounded by these thugs, and then we enter this section. We enter this point and realize that this isn't just a dating sim on the PS1. This has RPG elements. We have combat. Absolutely fantastic. And don't get me wrong, it's not just combat. We have story, we have dating elements. We got anime cutscenes. We get to walk around the town. Got to make our decisions and everything. We can go to the gym and train up to gain stats. It's going to be a nightmare to try to figure out exactly what to do in this game, but it's going to be so much fun. I can already tell you this. Oh, nice 5-hit combo. Don't you love just going to the beach and beating up your romantic interest? Romance. Dare I say, Riz. Yeah, I am unironically very excited for this game. Which, it's like I was saying, I feel like you guys in chat can pick literally any game, and I'm going to find a way to be unreasonably excited about it. I say that until someone picks the 40-hour-long horse racing simulator. And that's when us and our prize-winning horse sandwich, we're going to take that win. We're going to win. Guarantee you. We will do our best to breed the perfect sandwich. There are apparently a lot of, horse sims on the PS1, like possibly a concerning amount of horse sims on the PS1. Ooh, throwing out those waves. I feel like we should be boring. Beep. It's the master, the DJ, the disc jockey. Oh, wow, that was easy. Okay. Man, shoutouts to Boar. Lives remaining for big bonuses. And that'll do it. That's tube time. Oh, that's fun. Really enjoy when credits are interactable like this. They do things in an extremely interesting way. It's very reminiscent of the Smash Bros. Melee credits, or I guess Smash 64 as well. Cool stuff. This game was awesome. Let's get switched on over to the spreadsheet real quick so I can show you guys what we're rating this current game that we finished. IS internal section, released January 20th, 1999. Suggested by our very own King Sizzle. Sizzle, thank you so much for picking this game. I appreciate it. Let's put down our final thoughts. The gameplay for this game kind of rules. It blends together the on-rails shooter and shmup genre in a very... There goes my cable. In a very fun way. Ooh, hold up. You know we gotta input our name. Is there a ranking? Show me that normal ranking. Shit. Oh, we did terrible. Oh, we did really bad. Fantastic. Full auto. Yeah, the game scores are rough. Top 5, let's go. Yeah, shoutouts to auto mode. Okay. The gameplay of IS here is very fun. It combines the on-rail shooting style of like a Star Fox game with the... I don't know if we'd say difficulty, but like the punishing nature of a shmup. That sort of, it hits just right in my head. I would say the only thing that I wish was maybe a little bit more stage variety. It can be a little bit repetitive at times, but honestly, it's a short game. It doesn't overstay its welcome and get too terrible. I think gameplay-wise, this is going to be an 8 out of 10. Graphics, visually, the game hits that nice 3D PS1 style that I am always looking for. And it does it in a way that is very, very psychedelic. Like, even as I'm saying that, I'm just looking at my screen, watching the autoplay here, just kind of like, ooh, shiny. Visually, I do wish there was maybe an option in the settings to attempt to make it a little more accessible to some people. But honestly, for a game released in 1990, I don't think I can hold it against it too much. Graphics, the game didn't lag at all. Has a 7 sound. 7 sounds good. Music in this game is good. It's that nice EDM, early 2000s dance music that you're expecting from a hacker film, which it works. It's good. None of it overstayed its welcome as well. I enjoyed listening to it. Music, another 7. 7 seems like a good one. Story, it's a shooting game. There is no story. 0. Wow factor, I'm giving this a 10 on WoW. I will for sure be giving this game a 10 out of 10 on the wow factor. I have never played a game that is quite like this, and I don't know if I ever will again. but I'm happy with giving it a 10 right now and keeping it there. Difficulty, game's not really hard. It's very kind with its continues. The gameplay is a one-hit kill, but since Gaming Over has no punishment, it's fine. Difficulty, I'll give it a 2 in terms of difficulty, giving me an overall score of, I think a 7. I think a 7's a nice round overall score for this. It was a really good game. It was well above average. You don't know. Let's be bold. Let's give it an 8. I'm feeling the 8 here. I'm happy with that. I think it was better than Cheap Raider. I think it was better than Pete and Danny. 8's a fine one. Thanks for playing IS. Thanks for picking IS. With that said, though, this does mean that we are done with IS, and we're going to be moving on to our next chat-picked game, which, just real quick, take that and make that a little bit bigger so you guys can really get the idea of what we're playing next. Just it's gonna be Cat in the Hat. Alrighty, y'all. I'm gonna put you guys over on the BRB screen. We're gonna get switched on over to Cat in the Hat on the ps1. Enjoy the tunes, folks. I shouldn't have minimized that quite yet. Enjoy the tunes, folks. We'll be back in just a second with some hot Cat in the Hat action. Alrighty, y'all. I will see you on the other side. Be back then.